world, welcome back. Leap year, day 5 at 365, 10, 14, 24. I wanted to close out the week. I think that is a good format so that I can edit and actually have a delivery cycle. Go ahead and edit and get week 1 done and loaded. I'm going to be uploading for the first time probably in 5 years to this channel. It's wild. Let me bring you in. Come on in. Grab a plate. The main standout thing of this vlogging, capturing, documenting, beyond my own personal life journey, getting the thoughts out, because while I enjoy it, I can't say I'll ever go back and reflect. Sometimes I do. I think as I get further from it, it'll be more interesting some years down the road to reflect on. Kind of like how this channel is, where I've got documented. It's surreal to go in there and see my journey, my messages, my thinking, my appearance, everything. It's pretty interesting to watch. What I wanted to kind of recap for this week 1 is some of the benefits I've seen from this process already. So where this leap year first came from, to be transparent, is where I am directly in my life. And at this time, 40 years old, divorced, currently in between opportunities, laid off a year and a half ago, June of 23. What triggered this? Yeah, this is really good. Yeah. So what I'm going through right now in my life is a rebuilding of everything. 2 years ago, separated. 1 year ago, divorce finalized. Like I said, a year and a half ago, laid off. And in Georgia, unemployment only runs for 2 years. I spent the first year, I took it as a sign. I was actually at a place in my life where entrepreneurship has been like a dangling carrot to chase. And it's had me, it's good because I needed the experience to gain perspective and appreciation, because over the last 10 years, I built a 6-figure career in technology while building my coaching business and brand in the background. I'd say successful, I can't even lie, from all that, right? Pretty good highs. When I say perspective, I still felt really perfect where I started this message, where I started this channel. I still felt slave to the 40/40 club. I still felt kept out of the country club, entrepreneurship, financial independence, the dream. And I think hustle culture, we'll just call it that, as a paradigm is the closest representation of understanding that I really was bought into, like it's in or out. And to no fault of messaging, I think it was just my own ignorance and life experience. From a context, as a Black man, born in a time where that 40/40 diagnosis, 4-year degree, 40-year retirement, slow death in my eyes. In corporate America, to just get a job, hold one income, that mindset for me is a slow decay. And it's interesting because at 40, where I am now in life, this has been my own journey, road least traveled, Yolo Ave, to actually learn the truth of that in a way, if it makes sense. My soul, my spirit's own journey and exploration, this cycle, this life experience of money, finances, of value. At the surface, the conversation, the symptoms, not wanting to work a job, wanting financial independence, conversations about abundance, lack, scarcity. And when I speak to the value, because that is the exchange, that's what I've come to understand and mature in for so long, behind this cushy career that I built, working remote, allowing me the freedom to build my business, to do what I do, to have the toys, to why I have a production company, left me spoiled, left me taking for granted and ignorant to, truly tapping into multiple income streams, truly understanding business, revenue, profit, gross income, net revenue, what actually makes the difference there. Businesses can be making millions and only pocket and take home as an entrepreneur after overhead and expenses exactly what I was making before, a few $100,000. And I had a mentor tell me that some time ago, a mentor I found and paid for, helped me start some of my early business transactions. And it was a novel concept, and like anything else in life, having experienced, I'll give you the background, right? Just my opinion and perspective on life. The thing that was so, I can only imagine the cycles of youth, where you see those that came before you and you're on their shoulders to go further, go higher, do more. And watching successful, I've got a highly successful family of executives, of in the corporate world, like highly educated, highly compensated, still not wealthy, you know, in a context of abundance, but able to play the game, able to earn and make money, able to spend money, able to utilize credit, and, you know, things that, especially again, a black man coming from a culture background. I emphasize that because I'm 40 years old, and when I came to this time and space, this life, mid 80s, actually growing up in the 90s, but mid 80s into life, looking around at examples. Now, my mom kept me off the streets, so the dope boy, the nice cars, the whatever, those weren't images that I was observing and witnessing. As a latchkey kid and a millennial, I was able to tap into TV and see nice things in life. Again, parents that aspired and earned, you know, house shopping, clothes shopping. These were part of the lifestyle that was just made aware, no different than a modern day entertainer, rapper, whatever, rich person. Their children, you know, are going to reap the rewards and benefits, and also at the same time be soft as fuck and just not have the experience that their parent had. And so I've had access to wealth centric, I would say. I used to call it wealthy, but really, you know, my parents made money and knew how to use credit. I can't say knew how to use because I think that's leverage to make more money now. But as a consumer, using credit to finance their lifestyle. So nice cars, nice things, nice houses. I've always had access to and watched because my mom and I started in a one-bedroom efficiency before she was married, and when she relocated and started her career, going to school, raising me, all that good stuff, you know, all the tropes. Back then, my exposure to, you know, the streets was not there, and the only thing out in the world, and what the world really was without internet, of course, entertainer, athlete, that's it. And mind you, growing into a 6'3", 300-pound black man, well, that's pretty obvious. I didn't even start playing sports until 8th grade, and it was out of requirement. I was sitting around playing video games, and you know, only child, introvert type shit. I had friends, but you know, that was my stimulus into health and fitness. Been in the gym for 27 years since. Sports, I didn't even appreciate the activity. I'm more of an athlete in my adult life than I was in childhood. It was just a thing you had to do, but that was also the access to get to play football. Making good money, hypothetically, if you ever got the lotto ticket of it. But I stopped far earlier because while I love playing the game, I am an athlete, I am a competitor. I've never been truly engulfed in, you know, there was times of life when attention was captured by what's going on in the game, the sports life, and nothing to knock it. No different than video games. It's just sitting back passively watching the dreams of others, and I've had to mature and grow out of everything. I stopped being a gamer, not as that in the background, and only having had my path of corporate life, the experiences that I've never really appreciated, all that I've accomplished and had, because it still occurred as not the end goal. And while I'm not there, that was what had me ignorant, naive, inappreciative of, you know, pursuing multiple income streams, be it corporate or entrepreneurial. I've always approached multiple entrepreneurial and saw that as, what they say, working on the clock for others, working on the clock for yourself. I've sought self-employment, financial freedom was, I'd say, the mindset, because it was never contract, consult, you know, give value as an entrepreneur and keep endless income streams available on the corporate side and in the private sector. Fast forward a year and a half ago, in June of 2023, June 5th, 2023, when losing that job, now being in position, having had, like I said, a fairly good career, savings, investments, 401k, unemployment, and being in a position where had just moved out of home in the burbs to a townhome in the city, you know, 2 separate houses, separation, processing through all that. 6 months later to get laid off. It occurred as the perfect opportunity and window, and it was, to go all in. And I say that on the other side of that year because 2023, much like everything else with the relationship, the divorce, and the career, the business as well. Because from the highs that I had built business to, the business deals I was doing, the consulting I was doing, not just one-on-one, but business to business, trainings, you know, all kinds of work and packages I've done. Started a production company, all of it. But I went all in on what I knew and where I was and it was magnificent. Magnificently ineffective. I say that because obviously the actual, revenue, dollars in, dollars out type shit, basically depleted savings, investments, and business did not grow, did not hit measures and marks. And mind you, while I've been in business as a solopreneur on the side with a six-figure career in the background, it was like launching business for the first year. Had a business coach and really took on going all in as an entrepreneur, and I learned what entrepreneurship looks like, and I really got my first year business, I'll say. Going all in, when you hear those great stories, because that's where I was, walk the plank type shit, like it's now or never, no turning back, burn the boats, let's go. And I went all in. I worked so hard. I took the day, right? Went over to my lady's house, had some drinks, and edit the next day. And when I say sun up to sun down, that is all I had. And I don't mean like all I had, like this is all I own, my last possession, the shirt on my back type shit. In a way, yes, which is why 2024 has been so metaphysical and spiritual rebirth. But it's all I have to do in life, all I get to do in life. And I was able to sustain my lifestyle, expenses, cars, all the stuff. I mean, my car's paid for, but my context of making payments, $800 SUV payments, fucking Yukon Denali XL, and it's just me in a two-bedroom townhome with 2 dogs. It's funny. I could sustain on savings and investments for 6 months. And so, the traditional, this is why it was such a green light and perfect opportunity. The traditional Dave Ramsey, shout out, have your emergency fund. Yeah. 3 to 6 months of funds that you can continue. And I gave it what it's about. And if you know my other channels, you can look and actually see the timeline, what that looked like analytically, right? Just from a context, right? YouTube. So the men's coaching channel, Coach Dwayne Langham. I kicked off into that, the Masculinity Architect brand, full force, producing content on all platforms, anything and everything. This is what I actually got in that year, is actually getting my business, what it takes to build and grow, and by really build all the systems. The coach that I was working with, I still do actually. The coach I brought in, helping me with socials, Instagram, TikTok, all the things that I avoided and did not do, like really taking, everything down to YouTube packaging, whatever. And so I had 34 subscribers, and I believe after, the course of that year, I started that channel 3 years prior. And in that entrepreneurial journey to find my business groove and niche, or just hit rich, really, is all I was hoping for. 3 years sporadically burned out, not posting regularly, had 34 subscribers. And over the course of that year, and this started with the coach and everything in 2022, the year prior to 2023, before the layoff, mid-divorce and all that, focusing in on business. So this is the space I was in. And actually, I'll tell you what took it there. Ooh, another commonality. Yes, the lessons. I was in a place, I knew it was time to burn the bridges, because as comfortable as I was with my career, I was in a position seeking business financing. I was seeking risks and opportunities. I took a risk, another opportunity, bet on myself, and was put some cash into investing into business financing, getting a package put together, going out to get some business credit. And it was a shice deal. It was basically just, if you have good credit, access to apply for it. They had this whole scam pretty much set up to take cash up front, build a package, and it's their committee that you're submitting this package for to be reviewed, and they basically just connect you with business credit lenders, and it's based off of your personal stance and credit, which was better before you made an investment to have them create this package to go over to the other side of their business and then tell you, well, this is what you would have qualified for, et cetera, and now you're extended with more debt. So, all in all, good to not have done that, because that would have probably put me, I didn't need a $250,000 loan if I wasn't generating any type of business. So just getting that kind, because it was, quoted on a minimum of 6-figure, like granted, approved money. I put a package together, business loan, take care of it later. Not even necessarily business credit, but just going before venture capital, getting some finance. It was a flop. But what it showed me was that I was willing to risk it. The fact that I had taken out cash, invested to get this package, move forward, and that it was bullshit, lesson learned. Everybody's got to learn one. Everybody's got to take a L, get that lesson learned. But what that told me was, you're serious about this. I felt so stagnated, so unhappy, so trapped. And not like, woe was me, life was bad. It was like, this is the dream, right? What's in my head is American dream. But like, this is my dream. Entrepreneurship, like what I do. I want to do what I love. And being at that point where what my mantra was burned in the back of my head, masculinity architect, who am I? If I can't, I've literally, so I've also captured this journey. I've personally vlogged it to myself and captured it to be the defining moment, to really capture the journey. And I will release that footage. And in that year, now being past that, I'm glad I did. And of course, it did not go anywhere. So, I mean the blood, sweat, and fucking tears. When I say I worked from sun up to sundown, getting up in the morning, setting my own schedule, comforts and stuff. You'll see me going to the gym every day, like living my lifestyle. But that's what I was doing, all into my business. Being at a clear impasse of, this is it, this is time, go, focus. That's why I then followed up to invest in a coach, because I recognize I'm serious about this. So 2023 was the first year to take on my entrepreneurship seriously at a new level and dive deeper. And that happened. I got that. That channel went from, in that year's focus though, here's some solid things. That channel went from 34 subscribers to over 350. Solid 1,000% growth. That's, the work I was putting in, grassroots, not YouTube coached, but a coach, and now spreading on Instagram, TikTok. Got a little foundation there, about 300 plus followers. Actually, yeah, across the board. I think I'm right now today at 307 in TikTok, 340 on Instagram, and currently I'm actually about 490 on now, a year later, is at the end of 2024. But growth, right? Intentionality, content, times I was going daily. I'm actually going back to that. I took what that mentor who helped me in business first, I took what he said, because at that time, especially when TikTok was becoming relevant, press record, as Myron Gaines would always say. Press record on what you're doing, capture what you do. Like, that's the magic, that's the value, and give that. Content creation is king. So in this era, that has been the focus. It didn't translate. I learned, structured, and packaged my business well. That is the lesson I got. And like any business starting the first year, that doesn't mean you hit gold. That doesn't mean you've got it. That doesn't mean that they know you've got the sliced bread, the biggest beast. Sales, I don't think is challenging for me, not for my character and not for the value that I deliver, but marketing, learning how to get it out there, let them know you've got sliced bread. So that's been the journey. The books, the YouTube secrets, the insider secrets, the leads, Alex Hermosi, Tim Ferriss, all of the series, all of the click funnels, all of it, like all that mindset, all that marketing, all that story brand, so much growth, studying, expansion, research, knowledge. So I speak to that, to just speak to what was accomplished and not overshadow with, it was a huge failure. No, it was what I needed, and a wake-up call. I'm in a really low place in life, in a way, quote unquote. And with all of that, side of the divorce, my divorce was finalized, and my ex lost her job a month before me. So what I had set up, like I said, moving out of the burbs, family under one roof, had us across the street from each other, our own places, and life was like, all right, let's start over. And 6 months later, everybody lost the fucking income. The whole thing came crumble type shit. So at that same time, my daughters had moved out of state. I've got 2 daughters. So if you can understand, lowest of low, and even building a new relationship, I think I had a breakup at that time for a couple of weeks. So I say all that to say, Yolo Ave, the road least traveled. I practice what I preach. I walk what I talk. And that had me turn to metaphysics. And I say that because I am spiritual, turned away from religion some time ago. But the thing is, that's actually where I found my connection to God. That's where I got to my lowest and reached a point where literally the troubles, the stresses, having it all on me without having that higher power I had a sense of source, God, and still a disconnect. I mean, at the time, the closest thing I had was trans surfing. If you ever heard of that? Great work, and not a connection to the source, a translation even, which I feel like all religions are. And still just not the sacrifice and submission, the servitude required. And when I reached at the bottom, at the end of 2024, a place where I could not open my eyes in the day, not that I was crying all day, but I was brought to tears with the anxiety, stress, and pressure of life. How am I going to get my girls back in state to see them for the holidays, the first Christmas apart? If I get them here, how am I going to feed them? How long? What's the eviction process? How long will I have this roof over my head? When do I apply for food stamps? And obviously, this is after, in Georgia's unemployment is a joke, a blessing and a joke. Having gone through the process in Texas, it's just background for those who don't know. Texas will actually hit you with, a percentage. It still isn't max out, but it's a percentage of what you used to making in tech. I could get unemployed and make good money. I actually had scenarios where I took a risky position that was contract and it paid out. That actually helped me launch my tech career. Can you see the cycles of why I felt? There's been one to take challenges as opportunities. And when I was last unemployed, just a little caveat, and decided to go into technology, get trained and all that, I was unemployed for a year, and unemployment in Texas gave me income because I took a contract position for a couple of months and then it ended. It made double what I made before. So I was then able to sustain the same lifestyle, take care of my family. Now we're talking 60, taking home 30, which balanced out. And my wife at the time worked as well. So, household sustained, and I could go start my education, start the career, everything worked out. State of Georgia, unemployment is capped out at $365 a week, about $1,400 a month. So if you know anything about income, at least money, 6 figures base, $100,000 is about $8,000 a month. So if you're bringing in 8K plus, mind you, career and business, if you're bringing in and partners income, if you're bringing in over 6 figures, if you're bringing in anything over 50,000, 1,400 a month, what I'm supposed to do with that? So again, at this point, I sent that money as child support just to, again, facilitate my lifestyle off of savings, investments, 401k. And so that runs out after about 3 months. You can renew it the next year, which I've done, and that runs out again, obviously 3 months, and then you're SOL. So fast forward to really get it. A year of hard times, nothing really happening and growing in 2023. 2024, being a low, being a rebuilding, being a place of discovery. I found God. I found relief in my gratitude, appreciation, and the rest was history. This year, in this rebuilding phase, 2023, I said the rising phoenix. I didn't know how much ash, I didn't know how much all needed to burn down every fucking thing. And just to really share, I want to be transparent as possible because I think that really is the journey. You're able to watch and see where I started so long ago and see how far I've gone. And I mean that even in the context of my spiritual journey and beliefs. When I say that, a low that had me in tears a minute after waking up, just thinking about where will I be next month? What is life? Everything. And when I say humbled, it's one thing to lose a place, lose your income, lose access to your children, everything down to feeling so helpless. Is that okay? I'm out of here. What do I do with my pets? It's so funny. I'm a dog person, dog dad. So I relate. Some people may not give a fuck or even understand. But if you can really get that, that's the places I've been in my life this last almost 2 years, is what to do with my pets. Like if you really get that, if you care for something, like mind you, even the fact that I can still feed them at this point, that's an expense in which everything, that the ship is going down. We burn the boats. There's nothing to go back to, only go to God. Because I was in a place where I don't even know, the shelters are full. My dogs are American bullies, look like pits. People don't even really understand that breed. So what am I gonna do with these guys? Somebody I love and take care of, my only fucking company since I've separated and got back to myself. And in losing the place, like having no options, is literally to the wire. I cleared out the place and had to, and this is in the winter, I had to navigate conversations of, can I find a shelter? Can I be putting them on Facebook for weeks, trying to market them, working with rescue shelters to find homes, get them rehomed, driving to the shelters, even if potentially they could get put down, just like something of like, it's either that or leave them in a garage to let maintenance come and find them, and then whatever happens with that, animal control is like, the garage is warmer, dropping them off the park. The shelter doesn't have room. They turn you away. So really just being in such a place of like, I can't even care for these pets, these animals that I love, helpless. I share all that because that's just the truth of life. And I know somebody can relate. I'm talking to somebody can feel it. Some of you motherfuckers has had some life in you, happened to you, on you, through you. I believe life happens through us and for us. And this is why I'm so excited about this vlog, because getting to really share this journey, I hope inspires. I hope talks to somebody. I hope is of value somewhere, because especially forward facing, not only for the sake of business, you get that on the other channels. You're not going to hear this authentic shit. This is why I captured it, because there's such of a journey. However, if it needs to be packaged as valuable, more than just for people who value knowing Dwayne and seeing my story, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to share that. It's not, those are to serve those avenues, those channels, those businesses. So it's not of value to have a woe is me story and experience. You're not related to me. You want the value that I'm giving, that I'm learning to give you, so that we can exchange and do business. Hard knocks of business education. But that's the end of 2023 for me. And so 2024 I share, because 2024 has been a rock bottom, don't have anything left, so we might as well start going back up. And by that, I mean the base roots. I have fucking walked into Starbucks, Publix, UPS store, like humbled, and I never had my chin in the air. I've never been above that. It's just reaching that point of, well, there's nothing else. Because throughout this, I've been putting in applications, I've been looking for work. This is no surprise. Even beyond what I expected, because when I started my career 10 years ago and what I built over 10 years, it didn't look like this, especially in tech, like opportunities and things. So I've pivoted on the corporate side of things. I am actually in pursuit. I got retrained, and I'm in pursuit of cybersecurity certification, to get me back in with opportunities on that end, and double down. I want to make double what I was doing before, and my goal in career space is to consult different clients and companies for 300,000. That's my mark. That's my goal of success, qualified, standard, to provide the lifestyle that I want and what I want to build into, separate from whatever I do in business. That's the dream, and that's kind of the context of why I share this, because I'm a positive individual, driven individual, type A personality, however you want to say it. And I share this because there's no other space beyond literally my personal vlogs and in my head and people in my personal life. I want you to really know the truth of this journey. I want you to really know the ins and outs. What had me start Yolo Ave, beyond wanting to hear positive thoughts, is I have also been brick by brick, step by step, walking this journey. And I've heard it before. I can vouch and preach it. Live long enough, you will experience everything. Homeless, losing everything, having everything, all of it. Live long enough, you'll experience it all. So that is where we are, where we've been. This year, 2024, has been, $50 was a mountain of money at points in this year. And I've still managed to do it all. I've still managed to send money, send some Christmas gifts for my girls, rebuilding business, rebuilding clients, paying whatever overhead and expenses I could manage, lost everything. Obviously, still here, still blessed. And the shift to appreciation and gratitude has been it. And that's where I say metaphysics. My relationship to God, not only my expansion, I've probably read over 100 books this year, but also my prayer, my meditation, my journaling, daily basis. Like it's become a part of me. It's my sanity. It's my world. It's what is actually being developed and built. Not only my divine feminine, you could say, but also my connection to source, my spirituality, my relationship to God. God found me to say all that. Inside of this time and season has been a blessing beyond the business and entrepreneurial lessons. I also learned, and this is why, 2024 for me, the mantra was, this is a victory lap. Because last year, 2023 tore me down so much, this rising phoenix that I proclaimed, what that really meant was burning fucking everything. And when you burn and destroy and cut down everything in your life, what rises is something new. And starting fresh in my 40th year in love and relationship, in career, in profession, in entrepreneurship, business, life, health, spirituality, it's a victory lap because now I've got God in my corner. I found my connection in source through spirituality, and that was a missing. I always had myself as an outsider because when you're spiritual, you believe something, there's something out there, you know something, and there's no avenue, there's no route for this is my baptism, this is my baptism, this is my bar mitzvah, this is my transit, this is my submission, this is my coming to the pulpit, this is where I am embraced and accepted, give myself to Christ as I was indoctrinated to. For me, it was finding that peace. It was finding the solution, not in transurfing, not in any metaphysics. Finding my peace and seeking a connection to source, seeking a connection to God, prayer, being thankful with appreciation and gratitude, and it started there. And since then, that's why I've doubled down to study and understand and grow and learn so much, because that, the inner engineering. Right now I'm in a chapter and phase and season, Side Guru, Joe Dispenza, like books on books on books. And I mean, even starting back to the OG, Neville Goddard, The Alchemist, books on books on books. Your boy, man, I'm loving it. I got a thirst for life. I'm growing again. These are things I needed back in my cycles. Fast forward to today, the leap year started for me on November 25th, and the conversations I'm in, enough is enough. This is the end of the road. Unemployment's not renewing next year. Career still hasn't shook. I've had interviews, I've had second rounds, I've had offers extended and rescinded off of qualifications and things I've never in technology, and no longer working in finances, which I used to. I've never had the experience of being declined an opportunity based off of credit. And so that is a facet of it. You see what my life's been: divorce, layoff, credit gets shot, finances are gone. So I'm in a space where, again, all in, however, a victory lap. Now I've got God in my corner. Now I understand my purpose. I've spent these last years studying and learning so much in business, in YouTube, growing channels, and now the focus is full force. So the dialed-in avatar that I love and have really always been passionate about with the sex, dating, and relationships, my focus was to start in men, but truly divine energy is my work, and the other side of the coin is women. And that's what I've really been drawn to, quite literally, in life and everything, the polarity, the feminine. I love that energy. I love women. I love the dance. And so everything I've established inside of my business for men, wash, rinse, and repeat, I now get that my clear avatar that I connect with and want to address and have wanted to bring balance with. So now I'm full force with the men's and women's channel. So I've got an experiment going really simultaneously to see which grows, if there's any difference. One channel is started at like 17, it's now at 40 subscribers. And like I said, the men's channel is about to get 500 subscribers. So about that same 10% to 90%. Over here on Yolo Ave, 365, I think. This was my highest subscriber channel. Started 10 years ago. Again, I have a car and media channel as well. But with all that, this leap year, one of the books I took in was a 12-week year. And I loved the effectiveness of measuring the metrics, the performance enhancement that I got from it. And I'm also at a place where in 90 days, I'm back at square one, the end of this year. And I'm in a space where, because of how business and finances are, I personally, shout out to my upcoming book, The Qualified Man. I have beliefs. I'm actually in a very amazing relationship that I'm looking to commit to for life. And right now, if you recall what I shared, some higher priorities. I don't have access to my daughters, my children. And I don't mean access like they've been taken away because of life circumstances. I don't have access. They're out of state and I'm out of finances. So it is challenging. I don't have access. That doesn't work for me. I can deliver value to y'all. I am okay. I'm here. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a partner. I've got love and support and a tribe. And I'm not qualified. I walk what I talk. As a man, while I'm ready for life partnership, while I want to lead this woman, the lessons that I've taken from my experience in corporate with a career, from my experience in entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, going all in, I cannot create a new relationship for me without meeting my qualifications. So a bit of a preview to that concept, a snapshot. For me, it is my belief that a man must be qualified to be the man that he wants to be. What I mean by that is we create a North Star, we create a vision, we create what matters for us in life, what our measurements are. And if you don't hit that, right, before you start as a man, taking on my maturity and experience and work has taught me that before you go through life and build and stack on these bricks of what it takes, the burden, the responsibility of leadership, the pressure that a man and masculine is designed to go through their journey, their walk of life with. Before you do that, you need to be qualified. You need to be qualified to be the type of man who can hold yourself down and together. You need to be the foundation, the rock for generations and legacies to live and thrive and grow. This is my view and perspective. You need to be qualified to bring in a partner to lead and guide her, to pursue her, to everything. The money for dating, and I'm not the one balances everything. As you see, I'm here, I'm in a relationship. I'm not the one to say, don't stop, like, don't have it all. Don't date because you don't have money, you're not good enough, or any of those conversations. However, responsibly, before you step forward, before you go into dating, if you don't have the time, the resources to budget it, you must have the resourcefulness. If you have neither, you don't belong there. You're not qualified. There's other things to focus on as a man, and my maturity and experience has taught me the value of getting qualified. I said that $300,000 mark for my career in corporate before, still building business passively in the background as I'm doing, one client at a time. I want that baseline that I've had before, not one source of income, but the entrepreneurship, the career, whatever number of clients I need to get, whatever qualifications, credentials I need to have a baseline of 300,000 career. That for me, that's qualification. I know that I can facilitate the lifestyle that Dwayne wants. I know that I can provide for my tribe and village, my children, her children, my partner's children, any future children, whatever I'm building and having access to my children, the lifestyle that I want, living abroad, the homes, the cars, any of that material stuff. But more or less, I've come to understand what my threshold of life experience and financial independence, freedom, time, work-life balance, all of that is. And what that looks like for me, I want to be qualified. I require for myself. I need to be qualified before I create another life commitment relationship. Because if not, I'm not leading it. As you can understand, and these are principles I talk and preach about, I'm kind of getting into that space with this, my personal life. This is really who I am. This is authentic and transparent to hear, but I have nothing about giving you value, teaching you how to be the best man or woman. I'm sharing my journey of trying to be the best human being. This is Dwayne Langham. This is Beyond Empowered Network. This is what I believe in for life, is that we are so infinite as human beings that we must. If you fear the thing, you must do the thing. You only live once. This is the road least traveled. Better have a thirst for it. You better do all that you can do. And this is what it really fucking looks like as a human being to live it. So putting all the bullshit aside, this is no facade. This is my life. Sips coffee. I'm out to be qualified. If nothing shakes in 90 days, I've got more time than that, but I set myself 90 days, just inspired by the 12-week year. Let's really see, when I set the bar and measure, something's got to shake. Certifications, clients, business success, YouTube channel success, go all in. You need to be putting in applications every day. You need to be studying for more certifications every day. You need to be putting out content every day, putting out longs, shorts, vlogging, creating this. I'm building 3 channels at once. And not that I feel like, oh, it's going to blow up, it's going to go viral in 90 days. This is going to be amazing. It's that if not in 90 days, I'm actually moving out. In 90 days, I'm actually stopping everything, going into a fucking cave in monk mode, wherever I end up, and putting blinders on. Because another thing in that qualified, man must be, in my eyes, sourcing himself. You can't provide if your resources and resourcefulness cannot sustain yourself. And so, as of right now, I'm not in that position. And so for me, I'm not qualified to marry the woman that I want. I'm not qualified to have the cars and toys and houses that I want. I'm not qualified to be in my children's lives and raise them properly. I'm not saying I'm taking myself out of their life. I'm saying I don't have access to my kids. Something's wrong with that. Buying a ring to put it on that woman's finger and creating for us. Well, if I'm not able to lead it, I'm not ready to start it. Not that I'm not ready for life commitment. For me, that's we're at the blocks to start the race. You don't fire the gun. You're not ready. You're not in position. You're not prepared. If I can't lead it, one thing, it's a bit of, you could say, ego. However, masculine has to take the lead. It's got to be on my terms. It's got to be the life that I'm creating because I'm responsible for it. And if I'm starting on a foundation where I'm coming in incomplete, unworthy, I'm a provider. I am a masculine, grounded man. I enjoy providing. I enjoy being of value. I enjoy serving. And if I'm not able to do that in my relationship for my children, the most core relationships in my village, in life for me, I walk what I talk. So in 90 days, this leap year, 12-week year, at the end of this, which is February 17th, 2025, something's got to shake. Clients, business, career, whatever. And if not, move into a friend's couch. Like, I need to be uncomfortable. I need to be focused. And when I was talking about that, sourcing himself, I also believe living together, and I've seen it. I've tested it, I've theorized it, I've had it in a marriage, and even in this relationship, living with your partner is not the ideal for me. Masculine needs the space. Masculine goes to the birds to die. Masculine, the energy, needs the space to explore, to expand, to be focused. I think a lot of people have seen it in COVID. We're not meant to be, ideally, these energies, men and women are not meant to just share space 24 hours a day. There needs to be polarity. There needs to be separation to go into the worlds of. Men need to go into the world of masculine to go out, to build, to do, to be with other men. Feminine, women need to go into the world of feminine to connect, to nurture, to harvest the womb, the environment, energy, right? Like, for life, this is what men need. Masculine men need. This is what feminine women need. And without those things, it's just out of balance. It's not proper. So I say all that to say the start of this, November 25th, was 90 days. 90 days, something shakes, or you get the fuck out and start the fuck over. And everything that life has already been for me. Because just realizing I'm not willing to move forward. And it doesn't work on so many levels. Me, her, everything. It doesn't work to keep continuing in play. Right? To keep playing house, to keep going forward when this isn't what I want to build on top of. This isn't how I want it. This isn't my North Star. And I've got to stand on that. So that's what started this leap year. And in the course of it, from November 25th, posting weekly, really getting clear branding on the 2 avatars, and even now the clarity for this leap year that I'm sharing with you, 365 days, again, shout out purpose-driven men, seeing what's possible and just getting that timestamp, right? Somebody spiritually in the energy, everything happens through us and for us. Seeing that channel over the last year, watching him grow, and in a similar niche to mine, without even, from what I can tell, the business in the background, from a context of coaching. Much younger creator, shout out, because he drops solid shit. I've had that phase, I've done that. That's where Yolo started, putting out content every day. Like, I've had that grind. And to see the effectiveness when it is intentional, when it is designed, and the things that he does land on, it just inspired me that, you know what, in the next year, because I'm still there. What I started in 2022, 2023, like, I'm still trying to burn the fucking boats. I'm still trying to cross the river to the land of milk and honey type shit. Like, I know my dreams, my aspirations, 40th year, what we doing? Let's go. I have nothing else that I want to live for. That's the truth of it. If I can't sustain, source, create the life that I want, accomplish, everything that metaphysics, everything that about spiritual beliefs, everything that the Bible, everything that God, life, divine energy, laws of the universe, everything that everything is about. If I can't have that, giving the value, doing what I love, I don't want it. I don't want to be here if I can't live that. And that's been the mantra when I said I recorded the journey, wanting to share the start to finish. That's some of the thoughts and messages that brought me to tears, is just logging, like, it's all or nothing. I'm here, I'm committed. And almost 2 years later, still rebuilding, still going through the valley, I'm fucking thriving. I'm in one of the best seasons, self-care, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, with myself. And I'm also at the very lowest I've ever been in life, beyond being a child. Like, when it comes to resources, when it comes to freedom, when it comes to independence. So that's what this leap year is. And it's already bared fruit, because this journey, again, I wasn't expecting 90 days, I'm going to blow up and go viral. It can happen. We're doing it. With the context, clarity, will let me revive Yolo Ave. I've had the clarity, and I'll share with you the overarching vision is over the next 5 years, I'm going to productize or transmute my life value, my experience, my knowledge, my gifts, my value into 7 platforms on YouTube. It's the creator's economy. I've got so much value that I've lived and have available to share. And so what that looks like, obviously, divine energy, men's focus, women's focus, sex, dating, and relationships. And this third, these are the 3 pushes right now, Yolo Ave, self-development, what I started over 10 years ago, like the journey of growth, the journey of climbing the mountain, the never-ending mountain of life and being the best human being that you can, what Beyond Empowered Network is all about, which also includes health and fitness. It gives me an outlet for those things that I'm passionate about and to share my life. And so the others, cars, electronics, video production, media, and entertainment, actually, just animation, artwork. I've been an artist all my life. Yo, this sun though. All right, you got it, man. Let me just get the hell out of the way. So I'm going to be doing animated story time as well over the next 5 years, building out these brands to be a legacy that, regardless of my, again, base $300,000 career, now it's like so much darker. What I will gain on top of that 300,000 base is 5 channels, 7 businesses, 7 channels. Or is that 6? You get me. But multiple channels over the next 5 years with a dedication, one by one. These 3 will start, and I've got concepts for them. And this leap year is doing the vlogging every day, capturing into week-long episodes, posting that content every day, men's and women's sex, dating, and relationships, divine energy, communication, leadership, all that good stuff every week. And this leap year, shit or get off the pot, go big or go home. And with that, write it an hour long. I did not expect this to be a fucking story time. That's what we're up to. That's where I'm at. That is my life, and that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But that's what this leap year is. 365 days, capturing, sharing, all of it.